Okay. Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Well, I don't know what anything is for unless I listen to that still small voice telling me this simple truth, that everything is for my good. So let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. I'm not this body that you see. I am God. I am as God created me. We are all one family, and it's possible to live in peace. So let things be exactly as they are. No, you can't change me, and you can't change God. No, you can't change God. Let things be exactly as they are, and you and me will live in peace. Kumbaya. Thank you, Regis. So nice to see you. I'm glad you came in. Wow, thanks everybody. What a glorious day. What a glorious day. Oh, just because Beverly mentioned it, let's do this. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord hath made, that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice, we will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. For this is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Do you guys know this one? Did you sing it when you were little? We did up in the Sunday school. So let's do it again. 1, 2. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord hath made. That the Lord hath made. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. For this is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Rambly, jangly guitar singing, church music from way back in the 70s when I used to live in the Jesus Manor, in the commune called the Jesus Manor. It was so much fun. I did fall in love with my roommate, though, and that got me kicked out. But, you know. So what? What ifs? That's a funny story, though, because he actually he loved me, too, but I probably told you this, but I was the one that made a big deal about it, so I got kicked out. But later, I didn't even know that he really loved me back in that same way. But many years later, after he had married and had children, and he called me one night on Facebook and told me that he was dying of cancer and that he wanted me to know before he died that he really loved me. And I was like, wow, that is amazing. So, one thing that taught me is don't put, for me not to put any constraints on love. Of course I do, I go in and out of that, but you never know what, your love can do for someone else and how it impacts them. You just never know. So, that love today, we're going to call the sparkle. Because, so this morning, I was able to be in the sanctuary for centering prayer and thoughts of awakening and the homily. But then my friend Freddie came over and we've been practicing music all day for upcoming gig on February 22nd. But I was so moved by Thoughts of Awakening number 12 that I had to write this little ditty. Look to the sparkle that shines within and let it lead you, and shine its light on all you see. Embrace the sparkle, oh yeah, it is your truth. Yeah, look to the sparkle, oh, that shines within. Follow the sparkle, oh, trust the sparkle, yeah. Listen to the sparkle, it is your truth. Look to the sparkle, oh yeah, that shines within, and let it lead you, and shine its light on all you see. Embrace the sparkle, it is your truth. Yeah, look to the sparkle, all that shines within. Follow the sparkle, yeah. Trust the sparkle, yeah. Listen to the sparkle, it is your truth. Look to the sparkle, look to the sparkle that shines within, and let it lead you, and shine its light on all you see. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, that was my contemplation for Thoughts of Awakening number 12. If y'all want to go look that up. And wow, this is giving me a real sparkle all day. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. Let's ring the bell. Do a little prayer. And trust Spirit. Here we go. We are gathered together in this beautiful sanctuary, co-creating this unconditional circle of love that includes everything that we like and everything that we do not like. And so in this circle, we embrace all that are dealing with the fires in California and wars in the Ukraine and all over the world. We bring all of that into our circle. We trust the guidance of love. We trust that as we let things be exactly as they are and listen for guidance as to what our next step is, we trust that. We move with that, and we claim miracles for everyone that is suffering from devastation. I know it is possible because as one accepts things the way they are, first of all, we have to in order to move forward. So as we put our trust in Spirit and that still small voice that we can hear that tells us where to go, what to do, what's next, circumstances around us change according to our faith and our thoughts, and certainly not to lessen any sort of disaster that anyone is going through. That includes my own personal struggles with grief and all of our struggles that we may have today. Let's bring them all together. Let's bring them all into this circle and let the light within sparkle on them. May we find our way. May we live from our true authenticity. And may we know that miracles do abound in our lives, no matter what the circumstances look like. Blessed be. And so it is. A series of miraculous events are unfolding unfolding for us all. Every day and every way our words is unfolding. I know it sounds crazy, this world is disturbing. I know that it's hard to see, I hope you believe me. The darkest hour comes before the dawn. Whoa, it's unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. May all find comfort, may all find peace. Reflect on the way we give each day to happiness and freedom for all. The darkest hour comes before the dawn. Whoa, it's unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. Wow. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you. Everything that is happening is unfolding as a miracle for us all. And we find direction as we listen to that still small voice. So, I wanted to look at the ACIM workbook lessons for this past week. They're basic. We're at the start of the year again. I love going over these. They remind me of who I am in truth. And they give me instruction. You know, really beautiful, simple, clear to understand instruction. Although, as we will see, I don't understand anything I see, but, you know, I'm talking about a step-by-step, you know, process, just listening to Spirit. They're so incredibly helpful. So, I actually think we left off last time on lesson 5, which is I'm never upset for the reason I think. But look at lesson 6. I am upset because I see something that is not there. And I love at the end of this when she says there are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. So I will let them go. I am upset because I see something that is not there. And then in lesson 7, I see only the past. And she says this idea is particularly difficult to believe at first, yet it is the rationale for all of the preceding ones. It is the reason why nothing that you see means anything. It is the reason why you have given everything you see all the meaning that it has for you. It is the reason why you do not understand anything you see. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything and why they are like the things you see. It is the reason why you are never upset for the reason you think. It is the reason why you are upset because you see something that is not there. And she goes on to say, old ideas about time are very difficult to change because everything you believe is rooted on time and depends on your not learning these new ideas about it. Wow. Yeah. Do I want to keep myself in the dark? Or do I want to look to the sparkle that shines within? And let it lead you and shine its light on all you see. Yes. That is the goal. Okay. So lesson 7, I see only the past. Then here comes lesson 8. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. This idea, of course, is the reason why you see only the past. No one really sees anything. He sees only his thoughts projected outward. The mind's preoccupation with the past is the cause of the misconception about time from which your seeing suffers. Your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. With my little bitty mind, my little me mind. Me, my, me, my, that's my mind. Me, my, mind. It's so crazy once you start, looking at it from this perspective. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Okay, lesson number 8. Lesson number 9. I see nothing as it is now. This idea obviously follows from the 2 preceding ones, but while you may be able to accept it intellectually, it is unlikely that it will mean anything to you as yet. However, understanding is not necessary at this point. Thank you, God. In fact, the recognition that you do not understand is a prerequisite for undoing your false ideas. The recognition that you do not understand is the prerequisite for undoing our false ideas. So actually, I've gravitated to I do not understand I do not understand anything that I see as my spiritual aspiration for this year. And it was so helpful last year to take on Let Things Be Exactly As They Are, because it was the worst year of my life. And there's still all kinds of things going on here. I still don't have hot water, but I'm boiling water, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, thank you, God. Just things like that, and of course, Glenn leaving us. But wow, his presence is so strong with me now. There's so many wonderful, miraculous events occurring actually over here. Oh, Tina, thank you for your sweet thoughts. Your sweet statement there. Thank you. Okay, lesson number 9. I see nothing as it is now. Woo! Lesson 10. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da. My thoughts do not mean anything. Woo! Can I get some applause? Whee! My thoughts do not mean anything. Wow. I'm so thankful for that. full of gratitude that my thoughts do not mean anything. Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful. Let's see. This idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware or become aware. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. Yeah. 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 In paragraph 3 here, this aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless outside rather than within, and then stressed their past rather than their present status. Now we're emphasizing that the presence of these thoughts means you are not thinking. I love it. I totally love it. My thought about blank does not mean anything. My thought about the other blank, fill in the blank, does not mean anything. This idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. Yeah. And so, yesterday, this really hit home for me. Lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And it says this is the first idea we have had that is related to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive, but today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea is your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies in it. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Yeah. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And so today, January 12th, lesson 12, I am upset because I see a meaningless world. You think that what upsets you is a frightening world or a sad world or a violent world or an insane world. All these attributes are given it by you. The world is meaningless in itself. I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, a wicked world, a crazy world. But I am upset because I see a meaningless world.
Ekon ka satanam karta pukanire bone ber akal more rajuni sevam guru prasad jap ad such to God such heavy such nanaka hose be such. Ekon ka satanam karta pukanire bone ber akal more rajuni sevam guru prasad jap ad such to God such happy such nanaka hose be such. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world there is a world I want. placed upon my mind, and open the door to my true self, and open the door to my true self. Today I practice letting go. Today I practice letting go. I allow myself to move beyond. I allow myself to move beyond. Oh, restore my mind. Oh, free my wings. Carta porcanire bonne ver, akamure rajuni, sevanguru prasarja. I've such, to God such, he be such, nanaka hose be such.
Yes, the world I see holds nothing that I want. Oh yeah, okay, so the name of that song is called, well, it's actually called The World I See, and it's based on, of course, the Course in Miracles lesson, The World I See holds nothing that I want. Also has the lesson, I will not value what is valueless, but it contains the Mool mantra, which translates to God is one, I am one with all beings. The vibration of God's name is what created all beings. That vibration is within me. Therefore, in my core, I am true. God does all things. God works through me. God works through everyone in my life. It goes on. This is an incredible mantra, and if you want to look at the whole mantra, I do have it posted on my website, yolanda.net/audio, and then you'll look for the album Yolanda Nanda and the song The World I See, and I have the entire mantra written out there. Yeah, it's quite quite amazing. So thank you, Tina. I'm glad you liked it. I'll just put in the chat audio book for Yolanda Nanda and the song The World I See. Okay. There we go. Yay. Yeah. My goodness. So, today I wanted to go back to Glen's booklets because, yay, we are working on putting Glen's booklets into a book. So, it's going to take a while because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of, about 300, I think, that he wrote with his commentary. Yeah, it's a lot. He did a lot of work over these past few years. Well, the past, however many years we have been doing our Wednesday night class and being associated with Awakening Together. We actually met Regina right after she published NTI, and that was 2007, I believe. So we've been he's been working on his commentary about A Course in Miracles since 2007, and I'm so happy to share these with you. And our Wednesday night class is still going on. If you ever want to drop by or join, just send me an email, yolanda@yolanda.net. I'm going to see if I can share the screen, because one thing that he loved to do was ask Spirit to show him images that reflected the lesson for the day. And I'm going to, there we go. I'm going to try to share this with you. So this booklet is from 2016. It's Chapter 1, The Meaning of Miracles, Section 2, Revelation, Time, and Miracles. And he chose these images. Stairway to Heaven, obviously. And then down here he chose just a stock image of an antique pocket watch. So I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to read to you his commentary. And I'm going to start with his explanation of images. And Glen says, God is living and lives as us. When we are in communication with God, we are experiencing the act of creation. I love that. When we are in communication with God, we are experiencing the act of creation. I love that. Sometimes Glen just said things in a way that I never thought, I just never thought about before. The act of creation, the communicating with God. Well, so I'm contemplating on thoughts of awakening. I'm communicating with God, and then the act of creation happens, and I have to write a song. That I just demonstrated today. Interesting. Okay. So there we go. Very super interesting. So he says, this communication is our nature, and is available with all living beings. So we can creatively communicate with each other. When we have open channels of communication, that's an act of creation. It's an act of God. He goes on to say, it feels special, conditional, and short-lived, but the truth is it's not. It's extremely reliable. Our connection with all things and our oneness with all living things is who we are. When we get on the path to our happiness and begin to take our lives seriously and take responsibility for our thoughts and actions, it feels like we are making something happening. But what is happening is we stop the efforting of ourselves. When we effort, we create time, our body's prominence, and we chase comfort and prestige. We can trust this awakening process and our choices in it. Wow, stopping the efforting. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So, okay, so I'm going to go back at the top of the page and look at Course in Miracles text chapter 1. And if you have any comments or questions, just unmute and let me know. Because I'll be looking at a different screen, so I may not see you. So here we go. So, as I said, Chapter 1, Section 2, Chapter 1, The Meaning of Miracles, Section 2, Revelation, Time, and Miracles. And what we have highlighted, he highlights things and then comments on them. In the first paragraph, here we go. Revelation induces complete but temporary suspension of doubt and fear. It reflects the original form of communication between God and his creations, involving the extremely personal sense of creation, sometimes sought in physical relationships. Physical closeness cannot achieve it. Miracles, however, are genuinely interpersonal and result in true closeness to others. So miracles, change of perception, are genuinely interpersonal and result in true closeness to others. And Glen comments, our original nature is still available for us to experience. Our original nature is still available to us to experience. When we experience the presence of God, we are experiencing the act of creation. I'm thrilled that he put those things together. Of course, it's set up here in the text, but I love that he just did this side by side. When we experience the presence of God, we are experiencing the act of creation. We assign these feelings to individual people sometimes, like mothers, grandmothers, and lovers. If we understand the relationship of communication and creation, we act differently. And his question for us in this first paragraph is, how valuable are your relationships? That's an awesome question. How valuable are your relationships? Wow. Well, I think every day, certainly when I sign into Awakening Together, you know, I realize how valuable this relationship is when I see all of you, and just that we co-create this space together to create this relationship. And you know, Glenn used to say something that he would say, God is mostly relationship. So God is in our relationships. Well, the Bible says it too, where there are two or more are gathered in my name. Well, we are gathered in the name of Christ, in the name of the holy experience that we are, the Holy Spirit that we are. We are joined together in that, and there are two or more of us in this room right now, so God is here. Yay! If one had any doubt. And the same as you're looking on YouTube. I mean, we're co-creating that too, that experience too. Yeah. So, moving on to, in the text, Revelation is intensely personal and cannot be meaningfully translated. That is why any attempt to describe it in words is impossible. Revelation induces only experience. Miracles, on the other hand, induce action. They are more useful now because of their interpersonal nature. In this phase of learning, working miracles is important because freedom from fear cannot be thrust upon you. Revelation is literally unspeakable because it is an experience of unspeakable love. And Glen's commentary says the act of communication and creation cannot be spoken or explained. It must be experienced. They inspire us to act differently, more ourselves, the act of communication and creation. Question: do you practice miracles? And then he says, i.e., practice being yourself. Wow. It's so wonderful to think of our true nature, of us as a miracle. It is a miracle. We are miracles, walking miracles here. And I just love contemplating on that. I mean, the body is a miracle. Our spirit in this body moving through this learning device is an amazing miracle that we all get to share with one another. And, you know, that's where God is in this relationship that we have, in this sharing. I see it so clearly. I really love that. Oh, goodness. Do you practice miracles? Practice being yourself. Letting that authenticity flow through you and guide every moment, everything. Every moment. All right. Moving on in the text. Awe, A-W-E, should be reserved for revelation, which is perfectly and correctly applicable. It is not appropriate for miracles because a state of awe is worshipful, implying that one of a lesser order stands before his creation. You are a perfect creation and should experience awe only in the presence of the Creator of perfection. The miracle is therefore a sign of love among equals. I think we see that every day. Miracles happen in this meeting room, in this sanctuary, every single day, and it is a sign of love among equals. Jesus tells us here in this last of this paragraph, there is nothing about me that you cannot attain. I have nothing that does not come from God. The difference between us now is that I have nothing else. This leaves me in a state which is only potential in you. The difference between Christ and us, Jesus and us, is that, you know, well, he says, I have nothing that does not come from God. The difference between us now is that I have nothing else. I sort of think about that as in Glen's case too, as he has left his body, he has nothing that does not come from God. And the difference between me and him right now is that he has nothing else. Oh, goodness. So Glen's commentary says, we are, however, excellent communicators if we look at our and others' actions. Awe, A-W-E, is a quality of oneness. It doesn't belong to a teacher or loved one. When we experience that awe, it is a result of the experience of oneness. The oneness is dedicated to our experience of ourselves. It tells us that we are enough and have a place in the world. In the oneness, we are completely at home. And this question that he leaves us with, when have you experienced awe? When have you experienced awe. Well, I like to think of that as one reason why I played that video is because, oh my God, it just is so awesome. I mean, when we recorded that song, there was the presence of God was so in that room, and we were when we were recording it, my producer was shaking, and we had this incredible moment of connection, and we were both in awe of the glory of God. We really were. We were just having this moment of amazing awe, and similarly, when I look at my window here in Vermont and see the mountains and the snow and the glorious nature that I'm living in, the animals that come through my yard, the wild turkeys, we have wild turkeys, and it's a miracle. It's so awe-inspiring. And I do feel so connected, and I do see the oneness in it all. And of course, in tragedy, in my own life and everything, I see the awe in that. Like, I'm awed by that experience of intense, this feeling of loss and grief and everything. It just so awesome in not this cutesy way, oh, that's awesome, but in like this awe-inspiring majesty and power of the unknown. We don't know what's gonna happen in the next moment, you know what I mean? We are in this state of, to me, awesomeness at each and every moment. Life can change drastically in moments. That is awe-inspiring and awesome. Okay. I love this. Jesus goes on to say in the text, when I refer to the text as she, me and Glenn, we think of God, that, which is beyond time and space. If we're going to personify it, we usually think of it as in a she form, as in the feminine. But of course, the man Jesus, of course, presented as male here. And so this passage coming directly from Jesus to Helen says, "No man cometh unto the Father but by me," does not mean that I am in any way separate or different from you, except in time. And time does not really exist. The statement is more meaningful in terms of a vertical rather than a horizontal axis. I bridge the distance as an elder brother to you on the one hand, and as a son of God on the other. My devotion to my brothers has placed me in charge of the sonship, which I render complete because I share it. This may appear to contradict the statement, I and my Father are one, but there are two parts to the statement in recognition that the Father is greater. Awesome! Like, beyond concept, beyond space and time. That, to me, is what he is referring as the Father. And Glenn comments, we are not different from the awe. We are a part of and essential to what we seek. We recognize ourselves in everyone. Our teachers show up as themselves, as actions to be looked upon and experienced. And his question for us is, how well do you show up in your world as a link in this vertical rising up? I think we do very well as a link in this vertical rising up. Everyone, we are so intent together here at Awakening Together to be that for each other and to lift each other up. And that's why I love you so dearly. And so I see it's 6 o'clock. And I thank you for joining me. Listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one. And she will tell you how to act like it. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. Follow the sparkle. Trust the sparkle.